Welcome back to the Lone Ranger Radio Show. Bruce Woodburn, Cross Country Mortgage. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful, scorching, hot weekend. I love it. I love it. Got a few things to do around the house, but for all intents and purposes, I'm going to maybe I'll head on over to the boat and see what's happening over there. But I have some things to cover because since it is summertime and it's hot, we get into hurricane season, and hurricane season can cause havoc. We all know it. We live in Florida, and a lot of you snowbirds that came here thinking Florida was just going to be peaceful all the time realize that we do have hurricanes, and some of you are moving out. Well, you want to go back, go on back, baby. For those of you that want to stay, go ahead and sell me your property at a discount. I'll buy it. Anyway, here's the thing about hurricanes. We all have to deal with them, okay? I'll take a hurricane over a tornado any day of the week. And we can deal with these hurricanes. So we talked to Miniopolis Builders. They build these hurricane-resistant homes. They are nothing's hurricane-proof, but they're hurricane-resistant. And I'm going to tell you something. I think it is remarkable. And I think that this whole 3D printing process that they have is absolutely incredible. And my client that I've done it for is super impressed with it. You can't tell once it's built that it's 3D printed, but boy, I'll tell you what, they're strong. But I got other things to cover, and I want to cover hurricanes. So we all have to deal with them, and hurricanes can cause issues when it comes to getting insurance. So it is hurricane season. And if you've got a scheduled closing, like you are planning on refinancing, if you're refinancing, you should be refinancing with me or you're getting ripped off. And if you're buying a home, you should be using me for your financing. The only time that you should not use me for your financing when you're buying a home is if you went to a national builder that gave you one of those 4% interest rates because they spent $60,000 to buy down the rate. Then you can use that mortgage company. I'm not a fool. I'm not going to try to convince somebody to use me if they got a better deal. And some of these builders are paying exorbitant fees. Now, you want to go to Trinity Family Builders? We got the buy downs through them. They'll pay for your buy down. Trinity Family Builders. You got all kinds of communities to choose from. You've got Groveland. They've got unbelievable townhomes in Groveland. Trinity Lakes Resort Style Pool, Leesburg, Hodges Reserve, Natural Gas, Dog Park. That's coming soon. Howie in the Hills, Eagle Tail Landing from the 300s, Eustis Pine Meadow Reserve from the 200s with tennis court and pickleball courts. That's great for all you folks out there that like those kind of events. Clermont, we got Ridgeview, nice, beautiful community starting in the 500s. You got DeLand now, Trinity Gardens starting at $390. They have a dog park and walking trails, and St. Cloud Trinity Place for $390,000. $390,000 starting at Trinity Place. And listen to this. They got 6-bedroom, 4-bath homes. Like, you got a big family, they can handle it. And they'll pay all your closing costs when you use a Lone Ranger. That's Trinity Family Builders right there. All right. So we're back to hurricane season. If you're scheduled a closing for refinance or purchase, I need you to bind your insurance now. Why? Because if a storm comes, you won't be able to bind your insurance and you could miss your closing. And if you're under contract to purchase a home, it could put your escrow in jeopardy. Typically, when a storm is within 500 miles, insurance companies are going to start cutting off binding. They're going to freeze them. No new policies. That means if your homeowner's insurance isn't already bound, you won't be able to bind coverage, which may put you in breach of your contract. And nobody wants that. Pro tip. If you're under contract during hurricane season, bind your insurance early. If you need names of insurance companies, I'll be happy to refer you. You know, I'm a master referrer. I refer people to roofing companies, gutter companies, CPAs, financial planners, all kinds of things. Why? Because I've dealt with a lot of these folks. I know who the good ones are. I even post on WeBringYouHome.com, a friends and family website, where if you do business with me and you run a great business, and I like the way you run your business, and you have something to offer my listeners, I want my listeners to benefit from that. So you'll see roofers, gutters, CPAs, financial planners, all kinds of things, all kinds of stuff on my website, webringyouhome.com. You want to get your application started for a refinance or a purchase? Now's a great time to refinance for cash out or debt consolidation. It's not a good time to refinance just to lower your interest rate unless you're north of 7.5%. If you're north of 7.5%, or you have a balloon note due, then that may be a good time for you to refinance. Who's refinancing right now? People that want cash out, debt consolidation, home improvements, buying other investments. These are the people that are doing refinances right now. Now, is it better for you to do a home equity line of credit or a refinance? Well, everyone's different. So you take a client that's got a 3.5% 30-year fixed rate. I got one right now. It's got a 2.5% fixed rate on their house. They don't want to refinance the house, but they need money out. And the money that they need out is equal to or greater than the mortgage that they currently have. Well, if you had a 6.75% interest rate today and you had 2.75% interest rate, then you know what? You may be better off to do a home equity line of credit. It depends on how much you need. So I look at the whole situation and we determine whether refinancing is better than a home equity line of credit. Now, most lenders are going to tell you guys right off the bat, don't do a home equity line of credit. Let's do a refinance. And I might tell you the same thing, but I'm not going to jump to that conclusion. Do you know why they jump to that conclusion? Because there's no money to be made on a HELOC. Lenders don't make any money when we do HELOCs. They're a lost leader. We just do it for a convenience for you. There's no money for me to do a home equity line of credit. I'll make $50. Okay. Takes me more time to talk to you on the phone than the $50, but I do it because of a convenience for you. Now, is it the right thing to do? For some of you, it is. Like, I like having a HELOC on my house. I have a $300,000 HELOC on my house. It's got a zero balance on it. But if I need $300,000 in a pinch, I can write a check for it. Bang, just like that. Can you do that? Do you have the ability to do that? Well, if you don't, you should apply immediately for it. Because when do people finally go ahead and apply for the HELOC? When it's too late. I have a client right now, waited too doggone late, waited too late. He lost his job. He should have got the HELOC when I told him. He didn't do it, lost his job. Now he needs money to live off of until he finds a new job, and he ain't got it. He ain't got it, and he can't get it because he doesn't have a job. So get it while you have a job. Get it while you have equity. So if you have a bunch of equity in your home, you don't really want to bring your HELOC more than about 90% of the value. So take the value that you think you're at. You're probably higher than you really are. And then multiply it times 90% and subtract your mortgage. That's how much of a HELOC you can get. That's about as much as you want to get. Now, if you go to 90%, your interest rate's going to be higher than if you only go to 80%. And if your credit score is higher, your interest rate's going to be lower. Isn't it amazing how mortgage companies don't overcharge people because you have bad credit? You overcharge yourself because you have bad credit. If you got crappy credit, you pay higher for your insurance, you pay higher for your mortgage, you pay higher for your car loan, you pay higher for your credit cards. You cost yourself money. Listen, being irresponsible about paying your bills is something you need to get over. If you don't get over it, then blame yourself. Stop being a victim. There's no room to be a victim. Stop blaming everybody else. It's your fault. You're the one that created the issue. Now fix it. I come to you from a place where that was me. You know, I'm a high school dropout. I was orphaned at 15 years old. I didn't even finish 10th grade. I do have a PhD, a public high school diploma equivalency. I'm going to tell you something. I'm the school of hard knocks. Did I mess up my credit? Yes. When I was younger, I screwed up my credit. I thought my credit card was for me to just spend whatever money I had, and then I couldn't pay it back. And then I had a bankruptcy, and I lost a car and a boat and a motorcycle, and it was devastating. It was devastating. You know what? I learned from it. And I never wanted that to happen again. I have hit the bottom. I hit the bottom. I hit the bottom with my social life. I hit the bottom with my financial life. So I don't come to you from a place where I'm this rich guy that's born into money. I ain't. My family did quite well, but I lost them at 15, and then I had nothing. And when I mean nothing, I mean zero to nothing, like negative nothing, like couldn't feed myself, couldn't feed my dog, spent a birthday by myself, spent a Christmas on my own with no money. I mean, I'm not telling you this for sympathy because I don't need the sympathy. I'm super successful. I've made a lot of money. I can retire right now and live on my yacht for the rest of my life. Why? Because I changed my habits, and you can too. So blame yourself and stop blaming everybody else. And let's get to work. Call me now at 407-706-3313, 407-706-3313, or go to webringyouhome.com. Let's talk about getting you rich. Let's talk about investing in real estate. Let's quit screwing around with things that are shiny objects. Tampa Bay, 813-213-4009. Write it down. I'm right here. I'm in your backyard. 813-213-4009 or webringyouhome.com. Webringyouhome.com. You know how to reach me. All right. We covered interest rates. Still running around the mid to high sixes. VA, low to mid sixes. FHA, low to mid sixes. I can get you in refinances, purchase, home equity line of credit, reverse mortgages. Listen, you know me, I've never been a real fan of reverse mortgages, but I'm going to tell you something right now. I have got a different opinion of reverse mortgages for a segment of the market. I don't like them for a lot of you that call me. As a matter of fact, I'll bet you about 80% of the people that call me for a reverse mortgage, I tell you don't do it. But 20%, it's really a good idea for you. I talked to a lady the other day. She's 78 years old. She wants to buy a house and move back to Long Island. I can do a loan in Long Island for her. I'm going to hook her up with a realtor here in Trilogy. She can go find a house, and I'm going to get her into one on Long Island. And I said, go put $300,000 down on a 350 house, and let's do a reverse mortgage. She goes, I don't like reverse mortgages. I said, let me tell you how it's going to benefit you. Let me tell you, some of you could use a reverse mortgage. You need a reverse mortgage. You need a forward mortgage. You need a second mortgage. You need an equity line. You need a refinance. You need a purchase. You want to build your own home. You want to renovate the one you got. You want to buy a dumper and renovate the one you want to buy. I can add it all into one loan right here. Right here. Cross Country Mortgage, #1 retail lender in the country right now. You know that we service 90% of the loans that we close? That's right. And you get my handsome picture on every statement every month. How do you like that? Service 90%. I bet you can't say that about your bank. I'm a direct lender. I'm not a broker. I'm not a middleman. I'm not finding some other bank to put your loan in. You guys have been misled by mortgage brokers. You think that a mortgage broker shops a rate to get you the best rate? Ha! You've been led down a garden path, baby. You know what they're doing? They're shopping the best commission for them. Believe me, I've been on the broker side. You know what? My team, no commission. Nobody gets a commission here. You know why? I set my rates, and that's why I got great rates. Matter of fact, I'll compare my rates to anybody else's rates online. I'll pull up Rocket Mortgage while we're on the phone with each other. We'll compare them together. You think Rocket's the number one? They are. They're the biggest mortgage company probably in the world. But I will compare mine to them any day of the week. I got better loans. I'm faster at closing. I've got a guarantee that I will close your loan on time, or I'll pay the seller up to $500 a day for every day we miss the closing. Will your bank do that? Will Rocket do that? Will your credit union do that? You darn right they won't. And you know it. My name is Bruce Woodburn, and that's why I'm one of the top producing lenders in the entire nation. And I don't tell you that to brag. I'm just a cowboy. I'm just a hillbilly cowboy. But you know what? I care about you. And I care about your family, and I care about you getting the best deal. So you call the loan arranger right now. Call me now, 813-213-4009 or 407-706-3313, or go to webringyouhome.com. God bless each and every one of you. Thanks for joining the Loan Arranger. I'm really grateful that you paid pay your time. Give me your time this weekend. I'm not a professional talk show host, as you can tell. I'm just a mortgage guy schlepping mortgages to give you a better deal. God bless you. Have a great weekend. I'm not a professional talk show host, as you can tell. I'm just a mortgage guy schlepping mortgages to give you a better deal. God bless you. Have a great weekend. Bless you. Have a great weekend. All right. Thanks for joining us back here at the Loner Ranger Radio Show. We like to preview different businesses that bring things to the table to the Central Florida and Florida business community. And one of the things I like to do is to introduce different building aspects. So there's a lot of folks right now that just aren't really interested in the traditional production builder, like the D.R. Horton and the Lennars of the world, which have a place for people. But some folks just don't want that type of a product. They want something a little different, a little bit more unique, something that might even stand up to a windstorm. So I'm bringing my friends on from Miniopolis Builders. They started off building tiny homes, but now they're building traditional homes. And I've already had, they started off builders. They started off building tiny homes, but now they're building traditional homes. And I've already had an experience with these guys, and they are doing a phenomenal job with one of my clients. So I had a client, they got a construction to perm loan with Miniopolis, and these guys really have a unique, got a construction to perm loan with Miniopolis, and these really have a unique product. Construction to perm loan with Miniopolis really have a unique product. So perm loan with Miniopolis, and these guys perm loan, and these guys really have a unique product. So I wanted to bring them to the Loan Arranger radio show. On our one-time close construction perm. On my cross-country mortgage one-time close construction perm. On my cross-country mortgage one-time close construction perm. So I had a client, they got a construction to perm loan on my cross-country mortgage one-time closed construction perm. And these guys really have a unique product. So I wanted to bring them to the Loan Arranger radio show so you can hear a little bit more about what their product is, how they operate, and how they're different than most of your traditional builders. So I've got Brian Sadre and I've got Sal Benedito from Miniopolis. You guys are welcome to the Loan Arranger radio show. How you doing?
Great. Thank you, Bruce.
Thanks for having
All right.
All right. We're ready for you, Bruce. And you hit
All
the
right.
nail on the head when you said unique. We're as unique as it gets. So we're excited to share.
Let's talk about that uniqueness then. How did you guys get started in this industry?
It all started with a concept. We saw a need. We saw a void. Everybody wants home ownership, yet not everybody can afford it. So we figured if we can solve this problem, we really got something special. So we started with the tiny home concept. Why not build something that's safe, that's resilient, and that's energy efficient and sustainable here in Florida? And we really have no competition. So we started building small footprint